I don't know if you know this or not, but people who take advantage of us, that is to say narcissists, they don't take advantage of just anybody. Now, everybody is susceptible to abuse by a narcissist, but narcissists are looking for specific types of individuals. They want soft targets because, well, they're just lazy. Why would they waste their time tracking down and hunting down a prey that takes a lot of work and effort when they got somebody, just within arm's length that they can take advantage of easily and almost immediately? Why would they go to the trouble of targeting someone else? Well, guess what? If you're having a problem with a narcissist in your life, you are the low-hanging fruit. You are the easy prey. So what is it about you that convinced the narcissist that they should bypass hundreds, maybe thousands of people and zero in on you and a few others like you? So what is it about you? That's the question. What is it about you that invites narcissistic abuse? Okay, number one is this. You crave acceptance. You crave not just attention, but you want to be accepted. And by the way, there is a huge difference between craving attention and acceptance. Now, sometimes they're the same thing. Sometimes they go hand in hand. But there are a lot of people who already have acceptance. They just like attention as well. There are other people who have never really been accepted, and they want to be. They want somebody to give them a sense of validation. Now, if you go back in your childhood, if you were a person who is socially well-adjusted, if you fit well within your class, if you ever got into a fight with somebody, chances are half the time you won. If you were on the sports team or when you had gym class or phys ed class, you weren't the last one to be chosen. If you were one of those people who just kind of fit in, not perfectly, nobody does, but you just kind of fit in, chances are you're not watching this video, so why I'm even talking to you. But I'm talking to those people who, in childhood, they were overlooked, and so now that part of their brain never developed. So they still have this child living inside of them. That part of their brain is saying, hey, I need to grow up here. Would you come on and let me catch up to whatever age I'm supposed to be? And to do that, that part of your brain needs acceptance. Now, this is based upon Life's Laboratory. I didn't read a college study that said this, but just based on life's experience, this is what I observe. So you have this inner child still living in you. There's part of your mind, part of your brain that's never matured because it's never had the opportunity to. And it craves that acceptance because it wants to mature. It wants to be an adult along with all the rest of your body. So we crave acceptance, and narcissists see that. They see this is a person who needs acceptance, so I will give him or her that acceptance. No, not really going to do that, but I'm going to pretend to, so I can take advantage of them. Number two is sometimes we don't realize that we are being mirrored by people who want to take advantage of us, specifically narcissists. Mirroring, what is that? Well, you've probably heard of this before. They actually teach this in sales schools. And they do it because the salesman or saleswoman wants to be accepted by the potential customer. And one of the ways they teach them to do that is to mirror the behavior patterns of the person to whom you are speaking, the person you're trying to sell something to. So if you're a used car salesman, somebody walks on the parking lot, got their hands in the pockets, what do? Put your hands in your pockets. So if you see this person is just kind of looking up all the time, you might want to kind of look up all the time. Now that may be a bit of an exaggeration, but it is called mirroring. And, it's a psychological principle that salespeople use all the time, part of their training. Well, a person with who is a narcissist, they understand that. They didn't go to narcissist school. They just know this stuff innately, and they have learned that to bring you into their fold, so to speak, their influence, is they need to make you like them. And they understand the way to make you like them is to be like you. And for you to be like them. So you got this thing going on here, right? Okay, what do you call that? We call it love bombing. That's part of love bombing. That we are, we're just two peas in a pod. We belong together. Now, there are some dangerous religious cults who teach their recruiters to do this. This is not just sales technique, but, and by the way, it's not necessarily a dangerous religious cult. During my 12-year tenure as a pastor, I'd tell people to be friendly. Somebody new comes to church, be friendly to these people. That's not necessarily a bad thing. When my wife and I go out to eat once in a while, one of the things I notice is the friendliest person you ever meet is the waiter or the waitress. Until they get the tip, then suddenly they don't care about us anymore, but you get the point. So one of the things that we don't realize is that we are being mirrored. Now, if you got a person in your life, just a great guy, just a great woman, whatever, but for some reason they are a little bit too much like you, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily a narcissist. Maybe they really are like you. But how do you know? Well, give it time. That is somebody I would say be a little bit suspect of. And again, that doesn't mean that everybody who mirrors you is a bad person out to take advantage of you and they're love bombing. Please don't make that mistake, because you could lose some very valuable friends. Maybe maybe you guys are a lot alike. Could be, you never know. But I do know this. It is a trick that narcissists use to bring us into their influence. Number 3, one of the reasons that we are soft targets is because we want to feel important. We want to feel needed. And when a narcissist is out doing his or her surveying, which they do 24 hours, 7 days a week, anytime they're awake, and sometimes I'm thinking they probably do it in their sleep. Anytime they are around people, they are surveying the behavior patterns of those other people. They're looking for something very, very specific, and that is certain weaknesses. It's kind of like a lion who is at the side of a herd of gazelle. You're not going to target just any gazelle. You're going to target the weakest one. Because gazelle meat is gazelle meat. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Well, the lion, I should say, she doesn't care, because usually they're the ones who do the prey. But, do the hunting, rather. But, all right, so you're a gazelle. And the narcissist is lion or lioness. What is she looking for in you that says you are the weak one to be attacked? Well, you need to feel important. You need to feel needed. So you see this gazelle with a herd of gazelles, and it seems the other gazelles don't like this gazelle as much as they do the other gazelles. So this gazelle is kind of a loner, right? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about gazelles, so this is just all made up. It's just analogy for the sake of analogy. It's metaphor. But you are the gazelle, and if you seem to be a little bit wounded besides, or maybe you're weak because you're young, you're a target. So we want to feel important. We want to feel needed. We want to feel validated. And so we're trying really hard, and that comes across as a weakness. And the psychopath and narcissist, they pick up on that. I mean, keep in mind, that's what these people do for a living. They have honed at their skills, besides the fact that I think, personally, that they are actually, I think this is innate. They're actually born this way. They come with this natural tendency. And all of us are born with natural tendencies. We have things that we just know to do. For example, language. We have a brain, we're born. We come equipped with the ability to learn and speak language. I believe narcissists are probably born and come equipped from conception or sometime before birth. They are endowed with this ability to pick up and be sensitive to vulnerable people. And if you are one of those vulnerable people who needs validation, the narcissist is going to pick up on that. Number 4 is this. Narcissists will look for people who don't have boundaries. Now, that seems kind of obvious, right? Yeah, it should be. My house has a doormat on the front porch, and it says welcome. It says welcome, so I guess everybody's welcome. But just to show you what a hypocrite I am, I locked the door to the front door of my house. So, yeah, that's flat out hypocrisy. On one hand, I got this mat, this doormat that says welcome, and then I lock the door so you can't get in. I mean, which is it? Are you welcome or are you not welcome? Well, most people understand that, right? I mean, yeah, I'm being a little bit sarcastic there, but there are some individuals who, figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking, have welcome mats all over the place, so they don't lock any of the doors or windows. They don't put up fences. If they have a no trespassing sign, they cut the no off, so it just says trespassing. Trespassers welcome. I don't know anybody who does that literally in real life, but figuratively speaking, that's how people sometimes attract narcissists. Is there is nothing there to distract them. There is nothing there that says danger ahead. There is nothing there that says if you walk into my house without invitation, you're going to be in trouble. Nothing whatsoever says that. And so the narcissist picks up on that, and guess what? They just walk right in. And we think, just to show you how vulnerable some people are, we think, well, if the person walked in, apparently they belong here. Now, normal people don't think that way, right? Welcome mat or not, you don't just walk into somebody's house unannounced and uninvited. You just don't do that. But there are some people, and again, this is figuratively speaking, but there are some people who in their life, they got welcome mats, but they don't have any doors. They don't have any locks, so there's nothing to keep people out. Narcissists will pick up on that. So they see that there are no boundaries, or if there are boundaries, they're very obscured. Or if we have a welcome mat, it's not qualified with a lock on the door. You know, it's not, you're welcome if you're invited. You know, pick up your mat when you get home. Or if you are home, go outside, pick up your welcome mat and pick it up and flip it over and see if you can read the fine print. You know, welcome under these circumstances. It's not there. You know, I looked, I flipped my mat over and all I saw was made in China. There's nothing there, and that was in Chinese. There's nothing there that says you are welcome under these set circumstances. It just says welcome, that's it. But the locked door fills in those blanks. What makes us sometimes vulnerable to narcissists is we have the welcome sign and there's no small print. There's nothing to fill in the blanks. They're just welcome. They're welcome to take advantage of us, and we're not aware of that. So if they're in our lives, well, apparently they must be part of our family. You know, they must be there for a reason. Yeah, they're there for a reason, all right, to take advantage of us and to make our lives miserable, to get supply. Number 5 is this. There is again, talking about boundaries, there is a very defined limit to that. So we're polite to people. Most of us are polite to people. Some people aren't, but most of us are polite to people. But we are polite and courteous and friendly with the understanding that this is not to be misunderstood as vulnerability. But there are some people, they're just nice. They're that's it. It's not nice with a criteria. They're just flat out vulnerable because they need to please, because somehow we get it in our heads that people will be kind to us if we are kind to them. Well, that's true to a point, but there's another point. When you are kind to people, some people see that as a vulnerability. They see that as a weakness. And, neurotypical people understand that you're nice to people, but you send these signals, secondary psychological signals that strongly implies, I'm being nice, but I'm not doing this so you can rip me off. Most people, we pick up on those signals and everybody understands it, so we all get along fine. But there's some of us, we don't send those signals. All we have is the welcome signal. All we have is, we really need to please because we want you to be nice to us. I'm going to be nice to you so you can be nice to me. And again, the narcissist will pick up on that and they will say, this is a wounded gazelle. This is low-hanging fruit. This is somebody who is desiring to please so that others will treat them nice. Talk about an unlocked door for a narcissist. That's exactly what that is. So we got to put up those boundaries. We got to keep the door locked. It's okay to have a welcome mat. It's okay to please other people. But if we're pleasing other people so they will please us, nice to them so they will be nice to us. Actually, that's kind of selfish, isn't it? If you like If you like what we're talking about, want to talk some more, well, we'll just keep on talking. Click one of those rectangles that you see on the screen, but if not, thanks for stopping by, and we will see you all next time.